Hello everyone, we will continue the topic ABAP on HANA, and currently we are covering CDS view, and as a part of that, in the last few videos we started with what are the various functions, expressions, operations we can use with the CDS view. So as a part of that, we targeted aggregate functions. Then we started with special inbuilt functions, and we finished with two special inbuilt functions. One is currency underscore conversion and another is unit underscore conversion. Now we will move on to another special inbuilt function, that is Coalesce. It is called as Coalesce. I also studied the pronunciation for the same. It is Coalesce. So what is the purpose of this special inbuilt function? Its purpose is to replace the null values in the result, or we can say null values in the output. Suppose simple example, you are getting some output or you are getting some result. Suppose in that some null values are there. So what customer want? Rather than null values, customer wants some text there or customer wants some value there. So at that time, we can use this inbuilt function. Its purpose is to replace the null values in the result. Now, if I will just show you the example, then we will take a requirement, and based upon that requirement, we'll create a CDS view. In that, we will use this special inbuilt function. Suppose if I will go for the CDS view, this is already created CDS view. Suppose as of now, I'm commenting Coalesce. I'm just uncommenting this. Now I will check the syntax and activate. Firstly, I will show you the output of this particular CDS view. If I'm running this CDS view, you can see into this CDS view output or CDS view result. For employee ID 1 and 2, PAN card is there, but for employee ID 3 and 4, PAN card is not there. So these are the null values. But customer is saying, okay, I'm not accepting these null values. At least provide some value, suppose not submitted, so that I can recognize that these employees have not submitted their PAN card. That's why it is not reflecting here. So rather than null values, I want nots. I want the output as not submitted. So what we can do in that case, I'll just use this function, special inbuilt function Coalesce. Now, if I will show you the output now, suppose if I'm running this particular CDS view now, now you can see rather than null values, but we have not submitted. So this is the definition itself, but the purpose of Coalesce inbuilt function, its purpose is to replace the null values in the result. Now we will cover the syntax. So what is the syntax for this Coalesce? We have Coalesce, and in the bracket, we need to go for two arguments. Argument 1, argument 2. You can see here itself. Anyways, we'll go for the practical. We have Coalesce, we have argument 1, we have comma argument 2. Yes, you can see if argument 1 is not null. Suppose for this, there is no null value. Suppose there is no null value, we have the value. So in that case, it will simply print that particular argument 1. So if argument 1 is not null, it will return argument 1. But if argument 1 is null, if this is null, the system will go for argument 2. It will print argument 2. So how is the functioning of Coalesce? In the Coalesce, we'll go for two arguments. If first argument is not null, it will simply print that. If the value of that argument 1. If the argument 1 is null, it will simply print argument 2. Just now I show you the output. For the two records, we are getting not submitted. For the two records, we are getting the PAN card. Now what I will do, I will take a requirement. Based upon that requirement, we will use the inbuilt function Coalesce. Will create a CDS view and use that. So what is our requirement? If you remember, when I covered the union and union all in CDS view, at that time I created two database table. One is for admin, one is for HR. If I will go for those tables, anyways, I will use one. So at that time, we'll get two tables. One is for admin, one is for HR. If you do not have no problem, you can simply go for the union and union all videos in the CDS view, and you can create the first database table. Anyways, we are using first database table. So this is our first database table, ZTEMP1 underscore admin. Now, if I will go for the contents of this particular database table, so we have as of now 4 records into this database table. Now, what we will go for creation of another table. Suppose I will go for the creation of another table in which we will store the data, in which we'll store the PAN card number of the employees. Now I'm talking about one of the important sentence because it will create a base for this particular inbuilt function. I'm saying whoever is submitting the PAN card, whoever is submitting the PAN card to the HR or any other concerned person, after that only that detail will go to this particular table. Suppose I'm creating another table. Suppose in that particular table, anyways, I'll create that table. Suppose I will create another table. In that table, we'll store the PAN card number of the employees. Suppose that table name is ZTEMP2 underscore PAN card. Suppose. Into this particular table, we'll store the PAN card number of the employees. But the most important sentence is whoever is submitting the PAN card, only those employee details will go to this particular table. There's a difference between these. There's a difference if I'm saying, okay, this table will store the PAN card detail of the employees, or if I'm saying the sentence, this table will store the PAN card of the employees who are submitting. Just see, in the first sentence, what we will do, we'll store all the employees. Suppose in the second table, we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4. And in front of that, we'll put the PAN card as blank. Whoever is submitting will simply update the PAN card. I'm not going for this particular requirement. The requirement is whoever is submitting the PAN card, after that, the data will go to this particular table. Suppose employee ID 1 submitted the PAN card. So in the second table, we'll only go for employee ID 1 and PAN card number, PAN card number of employee ID 1. We are not going for employee ID 2, 3, and 4. Suppose employee ID 3 submitted the PAN card. So the in the second table, we'll simply go for 1 is there, then we will go for 3 employee ID. Will not go for 2 and 4. There's a difference between these two things. In the first case, what you will do, you will put the employees there and you will put the PAN card as blank. Whoever is submitting, you will update. This is not the requirement because Coalesce will not work here. Yes, anyways, that part will come in the next video. Yes, we are going for a perception. We are going for an assumption. Whoever is submitting the PAN card, after that only the details will go to this foreign key table, or we can say second table. So what I will do, I will create firstly second table. I will assign the relationship between these two tables. When I cover this union and union all, people are saying, okay, now they know how to create tables through Eclipse ADT, domain data elements through Eclipse ADT. They want to learn how to assign the relationship between the tables through Eclipse ADT itself. So this is the, in this particular video, you will learn that part also. So what I will do, I will use Eclipse ADT. With the help of Eclipse ADT, we will simply create the second table, and with the help of Eclipse ADT only, we will learn how to assign the relationship between these two tables. If you do not have this table, firstly create this table, then you can come on to this second table. So in the second table, we'll go for two columns, employee ID and PAN card. There is no need to create domain and data elements for employee ID because we will use that. Now, firstly, I will create a domain and data element for PAN card number. So I will right click onto that domain and I will create a domain for PAN card. Suppose I'm giving some name, ZD, suppose employee PAN card. I'll just give that description, employee PAN card. I'll note down the name. It will make my task easy. I will go to next. I will store into package and transport request. Once it will prompt yes. Anyways, package is already written there. We'll save into transport request. Understanding of requirement is important here because in the future videos, you will understand why I'm saying this particular sentence. I'll go to finish. Now, suppose PAN card number is, suppose we'll go for character. Okay, data type char. Suppose output length is 15, suppose PAN card. Now I will just activate this domain. Now we will go for data element. This is our data element, new data element. Suppose ZDE, employee PAN card. I will write employee PAN card. I will go to next. We'll go to finish. Now we will pass the domain which we created. You can choose from browse also. Char 15 automatically coming will provide the labels because data element is used to provide the labels. Suppose I will write PAN card. I will write here employee PAN card. I'll just copy. I will activate. So domain and data element done. Now we will create the second table. I will right click on database table, new database table. Suppose I will give ZDEMP2 underscore PAN card. I'll just give that description. Table to store the PAN card of the employees. I will go to next. I will go to finish. Yes, you can see, because if you do not have knowledge of creation of that table through Eclipse ADT, please refer the videos of Union and Union All as a part of CDS view. You will be able to learn. Now, firstly, I will take the delivery class SC because we will put the data into this table through SM30 transaction code. Yes, we will maintain this table. We will treat this as a customizing table. Now, I will simply take the data maintenance as allowed. All this part is explained there. Each and every point is explained there. You can simply refer that. Because we want to maintain the data, so I am going for display maintenance allowed. Now, if you want to change, you can change. If you do not want to change this, you can go for, you can go like this also. Suppose our first column is MA and DT. You all know whenever you are creating a table, what is first column? MA and DT. Now we will go for second column. Yes. Now what is our second column? Employee ID. I will simply pass the data element of the employee ID. I will check. This is the data element of the employee ID. Now we will go for additional learning here. Now we have the learning. See, now this is the common column between both the tables. Just see, suppose if you want to assign the primary foreign relationship between the tables, how you are doing. Suppose this is our primary key table. Suppose I will go for another table. That is your foreign key table. I'm just taking the example. Anyway, this is not foreign key table. How you are assigning the relationship? You are clicking onto the common column and you are clicking onto foreign key button. Whenever you are clicking onto foreign key button, you are passing the name of your primary key table. You are passing the name of your primary key table and you are clicking on to create proposal. This is what we are doing. Now we need to do the same thing through coding in Eclipse ADT. Just see here. Now, this is your foreign key table. Yes, this is your foreign key table. Suppose if I will compare here, this is your foreign key table. We have which particular column? Employee ID. We have which particular column? Employee ID. Now we need to go for primary foreign key relationship. So how we will write here? I will simply use the word with foreign key. I'll just remove this because it is in continuation. With foreign key. Now, with foreign key, with which particular table, whenever you are clicking, you are passing the name of the table here, primary key table. What is our primary key table here? ZTEMP1 underscore admin. This is our primary key table. Now, what is the common column between both the tables? Here, whenever you are passing and clicking on to create proposal, system is automatically giving the fields MANDT of first table is equal to MANDT of second table. Employee ID of first table is equal to employee ID of second table. Here we will pass, here we will write the code. So I'll simply write where MANDT is equal to MANDT of first table is equal to MANDT of second table. So I'll simply write this second table dot MANDT. Now we will go for AND. Yes, because there are two things. Employee ID is equal to ZEMP2 underscore PAN card dot employee ID. If you know SAP GUI, same thing we are doing, but now we are writing the code. Now we will go for third column. What is our third column? PAN card. Suppose I will give EPAN name of the column. What is the data element of the same? We created the data element ZDE EMP PAN card. Done. So we have a table which has now 3 columns. Yes, we have this first column. I'll just remove comma. So we have these 3 columns, MANDT, employee ID. Yes, we have this particular PAN card number. I'll just check the syntax. I'll firstly save. I'll just check where the error is. Yes, it's now we have a table of 3 columns. I will simply go for activation. Now you can check in this SC11, whatever the table you created, each and everything will be there. Now you can see we have the table, employee ID, PAN card number. If you see, primary foreign relationship is there. Yes, we have not decided here. It came automatically here. Now what we will do, you all know we need to go for technical settings now. How we will go for technical settings? This is our table. We'll go to technical settings. and I will take APPL2. Yes, because APPL2 is for customizing data. I'll just check. Yes, APPL2 is for customizing data. We'll go for data class, size category is 0. Yes. Now I will simply go for save and we will simply activate the table. Now, in the next video, we will simply create the TMG. We will maintain that data into the table, but we will go for perception who are submitting. Only those employee data will go to the table. It is not the case. You will put all the employees and then you will maintain the data where whoever is submitting. So what is the summary of this particular video? So many important points covered into this video. In this video, we started with special inbuilt function, that is Coalesce. What is the purpose of Coalesce? Its purpose is to replace the null values in the result. Customer maximum time never accept the null values in the result because it is so confusing for the customer. Customer wants some value there. So the customer can predict what this particular thing is. So what we took that, firstly, I showed you the demo. After that, we took the requirement that there are two tables. In one table, we have employee data. In another table, we have the PAN card of the employees. But the main assumption is it is never the case that blindly we will put the employees into this table. Whoever is submitting, we will update. No, only those employee data will go to the table who are actually submitting. After that, only the data will go to that table. Now, as a part of that, we already have the first table available. We started with the creation of the second table. And then we took the MA and DT column. After that, we took the employee ID column. Here we also studied how we can go for primary foreign key relationship with the help of Eclipse ADT. You need to write with foreign key name of your primary key table. You can pass the common columns. And then we have taken the third column. For this, we created the domain also, data element also. We activated that table and I showed you in SC11 transaction code. Now, in the next video, we will go for the next part of the requirement. Thank you.